Are you guys coming?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna start going to the gym. It's eventually.
We're back. You thought we had disappeared, but we are back to make more content. So a little bit of backstory. During the summer, it was just really busy. I got really sick, but I'm recovering, so we wanted to get back to filming. So what the premise of the channel is, if you are just joining us or if you're an existing viewer but forget because it has been quite a while, we are a reaction channel. So it started off, I started showing my nephews songs that I really liked growing up and songs that were important to me, and we didn't do it on camera. And then about halfway through that, as they got more into different artists that I liked, we decided to start filming it just for fun. And Jonesy famously said, can you say your quote?
I'd be surprised if we get more than 15 views.
He'd be surprised if we got more than 15 views. And we have 15,000 views on a video, so thank you guys for that. What we're going to try to do with the channel now that we're kind of back into a regular routine, I'm out of hospital, these guys are kind of have more structure to their days because of school and that sort of thing. We want to actually have more structure to the channel itself. So you notice in our channel there's like a mixture of hip hop and BTS and a bunch of random stuff. So what we want to do is continue on that trend of listening to music that all of us don't know, which is BTS, which is super exciting, but we also want to continue on listening to some more hip hop. We have ideas for a few series, so it's going to be a mixture between series, reviews, and reactions.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
We haven't been, like, the consistency on this channel has been non-existent, quite honestly, and that's one of the biggest things in a YouTube channel that you need. So we're going to try and work on our consistency here on out and get schedules going and series and all that.
It's been a while. Are you going to take a sip every time I take a sip? Or?
This channel has been non-existent, quite honestly, and that's one of the biggest things in a YouTube channel that you need.
So today, what we decided when we kind of started chatting about getting back to regular filming, Donda Deluxe had dropped kind of around the same time. So one of the big songs and highly anticipated songs off Donda Deluxe was Life of a Party. Life of a Party.
Of a Party?
One of the biggest songs from Donda Deluxe that we were anticipating a lot was Life of the Party, featuring Andre 3000, so obviously it's a Kanye West album. We decided, where we avoided the leak, there was a leak a few months ago where I think there was a Drake diss involved and Drake had leaked it on OVO. We avoided that. We also, it was very hard, but we avoided listening to Life of the Party for the last week or so.
I want to hear what that's
it's been really hard. I will admit I heard a clip on YouTube just of the early parts, the sample that they used, but I don't really know anything else about it other than that Andre 3000 is on it and apparently his verse is very powerful. And then the other thing that I heard was that it's not a Drake diss, so Kanye went back to his original verse, whatever that is, which I'm happy about. You guys know I really like Drake. I'm obviously a massive Kanye fan, but I don't like when my boys fight. So I think we can probably just get into
Life of the Party.
Swag. I heard this part already.
I'm feeling the beat.
Can you turn it up slightly? Lord help us.
Oh, here it comes.
I'm starting to believe ain't no such thing as heaven's trumpets. No after over, this is it done. If there's a heaven, you would think they let you speak to your son. Maybe she has in the form of a baby's laugh. I heard passing by in a stroller, reminded me, hey, keep rolling on, no. Maybe she has with a prick of a blade of grass. I've been laying on way too long, got me itchy, got up and roamed a little more. Miss Donda, you see my mama, fella, I'm lost. You see, she'd always light a cigarette when talk, I would cough. Exaggerating a little bit so she get the point. Trying to get her to stop smoking, I would leave. Started back up again. 20 years later, all that time I thought I was crazy. Mama, she ain't cutting the corners, got me back on track. I don't miss her overstepping, but do miss her showing 7 severe stunted. See my mama whisper her this. The bird always smiled, but was he happy inside? Because I carried my mother's name and he carried shame with her. I'm sure she did it out of spite, was her decision at birth. She probably would hurt. Poor baby, 2 young people with different views. A lot for a young lady. No coincidence, they both passed away from heart conditions. There's a dissidence at play. Dad and mom do hard division. 3,000 by their mothers. I'm supposed to smile as if God knew that I would be trouble. Keeps me around for what I don't know, but I do know that it's crucial that we do so pronto. I don't know how much longer. Straight from Shibuya on some steam.
It's alright, so we weren't gonna pause, but I just need to address the Andre 3000 verse. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
The flow.
The
flow
flow,
was
the
immaculate.
effortlessness, but also the lyrics. Him talking to Donda about his mom, kind of asking her questions, like exploring elements of faith and kind of like whether or not he like even believes in an afterlife. Very, very heartfelt. I have goosebumps. Like, you probably can't see them on camera, but look, Jones.
Oh yeah.
The flow.
What
was
I connected
immaculate.
to was that it was called Life of the Party. And that connected to another song where Kanye says, "You were the life of the party."
That's so true, and that's a good point. I think like the album itself, Donda has such a beautiful flow to it in the sense of it ties in elements of family and faith and struggle and relationships, and you hear different rappers come in and he talk to the artists, but he really brought out the personal side where people are talking about family, they're talking about relationships, they're tying it into Donda, his mom. You have Dirk singing about his brother that passed away. You have all of these different people. Fivio talking about being in jail. They're pulling from personal experience.
Yeah.
Everyone got so personal on this album,
Yeah.
and Andre is just kind of bringing that out even more with his verse. Kind of better. I don't want to say better than anyone else on the album, but wow, what a verse! That is crazy. We won't talk anymore.
We gotta hear what
let's get
Kanye
back
has to
into
say.
the song, and I don't want to lose the flow, so let's just
Straight from Shibuya on some Zen. We back ramped up, we on 10. It's a marathon and look, we coming for the win. Just like Puff told Christopher, we gon' win big. Put the whole family on. Look at what my Kim did. Just like Puff told Christopher, we gon' win big.
Was that Biggie?
Win big.
I sampled Biggie.
The smallest of samples.
Way heavy, I was thinking out the box, even in a box Chevy. And my favorite art teacher name was Mrs. Levy.
Shout out Mrs. Levy.
I learned to put my feelings to a medley.
This is beautiful.
4 months, and I bet she let me. She saw the vision. Yeah, man, that was a good choice.
That's a good choice.
Driving just like a Rolls Royce.
The sample, like whatever they're using, is beautiful.
They tried to take my voice away. I ain't trying to take your choice away. I just pray the water break, just for my daughter's sake. From a slip up, fake signatures from fake managers, it all damage her. Good Lord, give them enough of their own rope to hang them with. The paparazzi never really got what my angle is. They keep my baby laying with it, hot in the land with it, hot in the land with it.
I love it when Kanye gets emotional.
Uncle Sam gotta have his damn hand in it. Listen, straight from Shibuya.
Shibuya.
I'm on 10. It's a marathon and look, we coming for the win. Just like Puff told Christopher, we gon' win big. Put the whole family on. Look at what my Kim did. Just like Puff told Christopher, we gon' win big. We gon' win big. Do y'all feel me? Really? Get off scot-free, I'm talking really. Get off our knees as if you're with me. Get off your knees as if you're with me. Get off your knees and let's get free. Get off your knees and let's get free.
The flow. The singing is giving.
Is that DMX?
I think it might be.
DMX. DMX, not recently, well, kind of recently passed away. Wow.
The way that ending, if it was DMX, the way that all just tied it together, just tied it all.
This song for me kind of encapsulates what Donda was. It's this eclectic sound. It ties on, like, brings out themes of family and faith and questioning faith and all of these different things, and then to have, I think it was DMX, to have DMX come in the end, who has passed away. You have Donda, who's passed away. You have Andre 3000's mom that has passed away, and the way that all tied together was absolutely beautiful. And like,
it's just like the whole album of Donda, like, people love to hate Kanye, but this album, it's just like, it's a piece of art. Like, it's not, I feel like a lot of rap these days is just like vibing, like just heavy bass rap, but this is like an artwork with like meaning.
Exactly.
I feel like, wait, I forget what I was gonna say.
Don't overthink it, just bring up new thoughts.
Oh yeah, like how it was kind of like a casual flow, like the beat wasn't all up in your face, it was kind of just, and I feel like it was doing that because it wasn't so much like, hey, this is a song, it's like, this is a story.
That's so true. So the while the production was beautiful, it was very simplistic. But I think that elevated the lyrics.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Off the Grid off camera earlier. And Off the Grid is such a big song, and it is a lot of storytelling, especially for, I don't know that Playboi Carti was telling a story, but with Fivio and Kanye, they were both kind of saying a lot. But that song was really about production as well. Yeah. Whereas this song, production was beautiful, but it was very much they wanted to draw attention to what Andre was saying and what Kanye was saying.
Very big focus on the vocals.
Absolutely.
Storytelling.
This song is, I have this thing with, like, when I hear something for the first time that I love, there's a recency bias for me. Yeah. So right now I'm saying this is the best song off Donda, and this is Song of the Year. When I watched the listening parties of Donda, when I got to the third one, I remember telling my friends, I was like, this is going to be Kanye's best album. Like, this is going to be the work that really he's remembered for, although that's crazy to think because he has My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, he has the trilogy, all of that. But once I listened to Donda a few times, I don't know that it's his best. It's definitely top 5, and it might be his best, but I do typically do that. So ask me in a week where I rank Life of the Party, but right now that might be my favorite track off Donda.
I gotta say, like, that has Song of the Year vibes for a couple reasons. The meaning, just the pure meaning of the song. There's so much to unpack, and you could listen to that 20 times and still find new things.
Absolutely.
And, like, the production, classic Kanye production, just beautiful. Everything's perfect. And the beat and sound, just, you got the same beat just flowing the whole song, putting it all together, and it's just under all the vocals, and it was perfect for me. Like, that was,
it's so true. And I'm just thinking about having, like, Biggie and Tupac references, both big artists that have passed away, just tying in all of that was incredible, I thought.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I'm gonna give that song a 10, and I rarely give 10s to songs, even Kanye songs, but to me that song is kind of perfect. Like, I just don't know.
He gave Power 16 out of 10. So.
But the thing with you guys is, like, when we first started the channel, it was very early into your kind of, like, you had listened to music, but it was kind of early on, so you didn't really have things to gauge it to. So, like, you were kind of marking maybe higher or lower, but now you've listened to a lot, even off camera we've listened to things. So I think that as we kind of move forward with kind of ranking our songs, I think you'll be a little bit, I think you'll, like, kind of gauge where songs are, like whether it's a 7, a 3, a 10, that sort of thing. But that's all part of the kind of music process. And typically when I put on a song and I'm not reacting to it, I'm not like, oh, that's a 9 out of 10. But I think a lot of people, though, in fairness, when it comes to an album, they're really eager to put a number on it. To me, Donda's kind of 8 or 9 out of 10. He did a interview recently on Drink Champs where he kind of talks about the fact that he can make radio hits. He's done it before. He knows how to do it. But that's not what his goal is. His goal is to make music that that is gonna 100 years from now we're gonna listen to? Like, this is no shade. I love Drake, but are we gonna be listening to Certified Lover Boy 100 years from now?
I've stopped.
Like, I won't be because I'll be dead.
Like-
but in theory, like, are people going to be listening to that? Whereas Donda, I think, can grow and it's kind of, it has this
Gain
timeless
meaning.
feel to it.
It'll gain me. He can make radio hits at will.
Yeah, Stronger played and literally everyone at the place knew him, was singing along, and Stronger came out years ago. So that's the kind of that is who Kanye is as an artist. Anyway, we're gonna close off this video. Just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like. I don't even know if you can dislike anymore.
Well, like,
Tell us you dislike us in the comments if you. And also, yeah, make sure you subscribe. Like, we have social medias down below. I think we have an Instagram. We don't post much on it, but as we kind of grow the channel, we're gonna start posting more content. We love interacting, so make sure you, I'm gonna throw my Twitter down there too. I always talk about music on my Twitter, so you can follow me there. All right, see you next time.